All right, y'all. So a few hours ago, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly's Super EZA was tweeted out, and looking at his details initially, I thought he looked pretty good, and I do think that he'll still be pretty good for short fights, which I think is what the new movie bosses team really needed, like a short fight king that could do a lot of damage turn one, and I think that this guy probably will be able to achieve that. Again, I have to wait and see to actually use them myself. I haven't seen any gameplay, but I did ask Halford to give me some attack numbers, since this guy is pretty stagnant with his attack. Like, he's not a build-up character. He doesn't, get attack like after a certain period of time. Everything he does turn one will be something that he could do on turn 5 or turn 10 or turn 80. You know what I mean? So with that in mind, we also have his defensive calculations as well, and I'm excited to take a look at what this guy's able to do. And I should also bring up his actual kit, is the one thing I forgot, but this is mostly going to be a community reaction video. A lot of people I've seen are wishy-washy in this guy. Some people actually don't like him, but that's the case with like all characters, I feel like. Some people do like him. We'll take a look here what people are saying, of course, and really, let's hop into it. So I have two tweets. I have the initial tweet I made right after I uploaded the video. Then I have this tweet here. So I said a lot of people don't like the S-tier Super Saiyan Broly EZA, and this was made not too long ago, about 2-ish hours ago. I should have more than 5 replies now. I was like, if I have 5 replies at this point, I might be washed. I don't know. Okay, let's take a look here. So Darth Shadow, I have to see his damage first because defense seems meh, not bad, just meh. Yeah, I agree. Like, looking at it, I think that, I think before he super attacks, I really want to see how much this 260% when you're saving an attack is going to be. I think that it could actually be pretty good because this guy has basically 80% damage reduction. If I'm not mistaken, it is 76%, right? Once we add up all 3 of them, or 78%. So let me bring up the Dokkan damage taken, and we'll just put this in here as an example. Let's take a look at Halvard's calculations, right? So Halvard does have Broly, with an extreme class ally when receiving an attack for the first 3 turns, basically just like his normal passive, no support or anything like that. He's also giving himself support. That's the only thing. But this is 1.4 million defense, so we can go ahead and put this in. So what, 1406 634, then he has 78% damage reduction for the first few turns before he attacks right here with this and this. So this is like if he's locked in slot 1, for example, right? Then let's say like Int Goku Black is attacking this guy, and I think in Goku Black, like, turn 1 hits for what, 6.3 million or something like that. Like, he could actually hit pretty hard turn 1. Broly's taking not double digits, triple digits, but Broly actually does live this super attack just like right off the gate, which is pretty good. Like, he's like turn 1 able to live the super before he attacks. We'll definitely take that because I feel like on the movie bosses team, a lot of these characters, might not be able to do that. Like Wrath or Broly, for example, could take a lot of damage in that spot. So again, having this guy kind of do this instantly, I think is really good. Now, if we say it's a post super attack situation, Broly does basically get extra defense after he attacks, of course. It's just, he gets for the first 3 turns, the 200% defense he gets when he attacks is, like, for the first 3 turns, is only before he attacks. My bad, not after he attacks. I said that the opposite way. But he's shooting up to what, 2.1 million defense. So let's say again, so he's at 211.7 and then 179, and then let's say, I don't know, just like an 8 million super, just as a random example. And what he's gonna do, so he has only the 52% damage reduction. He does straight up die to that. So that's where, like, okay, defensively post super attack, I think this guy could really look a little better, especially against these harder hitting supers. Or let's say if Goku Black supers him after, yeah, that's not ideal for sure. Like, Goku Black supers this guy after, it's not really that great. But I think in a lot of situations you may be able to have the targets go activated with Goku Frieza, or I say Goku Frieza, but the Frieza Gogeta card I guess, you know, if we do get the extra additional super attack here, let's say just add another 500k, he does live, but it's about 552k. So again, I think maybe a little more tankier. I could agree post super. I think early on, if this guy's in slot 1 though, and he does receive a super with his max damage reduction, he should be fine. Honestly, maybe they didn't even need to make this only before attacking here. It could have just been 26% reduction for 3 turns. Like, it would make this guy really good, but it's not gonna, like, make him like, oh, he's just too busted, right? I think that's what I would say for him. Let's keep looking here. Damage seems like it'll be pretty ridiculous. Defense after his 3rd turn is a little disappointing with about 2 mil and 52% reduction. Yeah, again, about 2 mil and 52% reduction is not really high enough, I would say. 2-turn support and defensive viability or stability for 3 turns is nice. Yeah, again, keep in mind, he does have the 2-turn 26% attack and defense support. And, you know, there's situations where maybe if this guy is super attacking in slot 2, he can get like maybe Broly Trio's damage reduction support, then he's actually living it for 312k, which we definitely will take. But obviously, you know, once these super attacks start hitting really hard, EZAs, right? So that's where maybe a little more could have been nice for sure, right? Exploding Rage is the mess right now. It seems very good. Hopefully the lock in future releases. Gonna get cooked by modern content. You can see it already. Want to see his damage first. I'm reading these like really fast. My bad, chat. We love him, but the Exploding Rage or movie boss restriction at the end sucks. I don't think it's the worst thing, but it does benefit you from running to run only extreme class like movie bosses, which for, like you say, the Frieza Gogeta is fun with half extreme and half super class, and Broly shuts that down. So Gogeta, you know, is not able to get his turn 3 skill out, but I feel like it might not be the biggest deal in the world. It's the same as the Super EZA UR. So for it being strict team-wise, you're gonna see why the skill last goes only 3 turns. Other than that, seems good. I honestly would say rather than it just being 3 turns, I mean 4 turns would be nice, especially if this guy's a floating kind of character. But I think the biggest thing is he should keep the damage reduction after attacking. That's what I would change in terms of this guy's kit. And whilst it's like, you know, when he has his full reduction is really good, but when you really think about it only being before attacking, again, you put him in slot, he kind of like the tech pan slot, right? I think Truth is the one who coined that term, I believe. But in slot 1 after attacking, this guy could get killed, I think, by a turn 1 Rosé super. But that's what I know based off the numbers. I mean, we need to see, like, you know, what kind of support will be up and stuff like that. But this is pretty much, for the most part, what it's going to be looking like. I mean, if he has 40% support post super attack, he's still only at, I'm going to take a look here, 2.393 million defense, which, I mean, we saw even post super with the 2.5 mil defense, he still takes way too much damage from even just like a non-built up Goku Black super attack. Like, again, I'm just inserting the 3 here because the rest of the numbers don't matter too much to kind of show, you know. Oh, there's an 8 mil, sorry, actually let me fix that still, but you guys get the point. I mean, he lives this, but not really the craziest. But again, I think if this guy's able to push the damage like I hope he's going to, that's going to be nice. Wish he had guard, but he might not even need it with his stats and DR. I'm not really sure. Easy is mid at most. I think that this guy might be able to get bullied a little by like these really hard-hitting boss supers if they do target him. Now against like Zamasu super attack, this guy should be fine though. Like, he's not really gonna struggle against the 5 mil supers. It's honestly kind of when you start getting to the 6 million supers, which is like Goku Black, right? But like Zamasu, this guy's just like eating Zamasu super attack for breakfast. Like, he doesn't have any trouble to actually do that. 318k, yeah. And again, that's without support in this scenario. I mean, it would be the same against extreme tech, right? So I think well, again, I need to see the situation is going to be in, because like we also have to keep in mind he's going to be building Goku Black up because of his AoE. He does have the additional super attack built in, of course, the guaranteed additional super, which is an AoE attack. He gets a double Superman, that's or double additional, that's 2 build-ups to Goku Black, which could hurt you more than it can help you. Again, we have the target skills though, so we should mostly be safe. Again, I could see maybe even Like, I could even see if this Broly does do enough damage, theoretically, you could do a build where you attack Goku Black first. And you might be able to make that happen, especially with the amount of debuffs like Golden Frieza could do. And if you're just running a bunch of debuff-based characters, that could help out quite a bit. So we'll really see. And I don't believe, though, this Broly is on Omega's full leader skill. I think he's on the Inhuman Deeds portion, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check here, but I don't think he's on the actual entire one. He's on Inhuman Deeds, but he's not on GT or Shadow Dragons, World War Chaos, or Battle Fate. So, I mean, you could probably use him on this Omega team still, and I think he'll be still effective, especially with all the defense support. I think that's gonna be really huge. So we'll see when it comes to that. Now, I think we've taken a look at, like, you know, a bunch of the actual, you know, responses when the details first came out, but let's take a look at some of these right here, and we could also see the damage numbers. Actually, you know what, before we do that, let's take a look at the damage numbers here that Halvard provided to me. So this is no domain or anything, just him with no support. And well, actually, before I say this is with Halvard's Broly calculated, so that's max attack quips, 25.7k HP. So Broly has one of the higher attack stats in the game, and one thing to note why Broly is also lower defensively, he has one of the lower defense stats in the game, so gotta keep that in mind. With no support, he's at a 51.8 mil super attack, attacks at turn 1, into a 31.3, and then into a 33 mil. If he has 40% support, he's at 58 mil, then 35.5, and then 37.3 with the additional supers. And if he has a domain up, which I believe is in Broly's domain, 67.4, 40.8, and then 42.9. I mean, with this domain up, that's really nice. I would say I would have liked a little more damage from the first super. Like, the extra supers, I think, are looking fine. Like, I mean, I don't know, at the same time, though, like, I feel like this is, like, numbers I would kind of see from Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta turn 1. Like, on his active skill turn, Gogeta hits a lot harder, of course, but, like, I think this is pretty good turn 1 damage. In all honesty, maybe they could have given him one more super. I think that would have really helped him defensively and offensively too. But I think this is pretty good for, like, the damage numbers right there. I like, compared to a lot of other characters. Like, this guy's gonna help so much with taking down Zamasu early on. Yeah, I think so. That Zamasu, like, if you have this Broly and then plus the Golden Frieza, like, active skill, you could probably kill Zamasu within the first two turns, which that means no more locking, and that is really, really good because, you know, turn 3 onward, you could have the active skill for the Fury Broly that'll give him the Scouter, right? You could definitely use this to your advantage. And again, Broly defensively, I think we got to keep in mind that on the Golden Frieza team, which is what he's designed to be, because he wants to be around on movie bosses. Actually, yeah, because we got to remember on Omega's team, he won't get this final buff, but I don't think it's going to be the worst thing in the world if he doesn't get that, because he will still be getting a lot of defense support anyways. But this guy is definitely intended to be ran on either the Wrathful Broly team or the Golden Frieza plus Gogeta team. And, you know, on that team, he has 2 T protectors. So that's really important to kind of note there. Let's take a look here. Definition of mid, not in a bad way, but quite literally he's mid. I would, like, I really want to use it myself before I'm truly saying anything, but I did, like, I think offensively he looks nice, even though I don't really mind, like, the defensive aspect, I think, as much as other people. But I would say defensively, it's still, you know, they could have given him a little more, right? You don't like how they've been handling units of celebration other than Ejo, Golden Frieza, EZA. He's perfect. Yeah, Ejo, Golden Frieza was a really good EZA. Like, I would say I like Ejo, Golden Frieza more than this Esther Broly. I think, yeah, definitely. Just because he's a more safe character. I think maybe they're going the opposite way of thinking, where it's like, oh, you know, Golden Frieza protects the team, so we could kind of sacrifice this guy's defense a little for more offense. But ideally, that's like just, well, what happens is that makes you kind of waste, quote unquote, or just use the active skill instantly with Golden Frieza when you might want to save it for a more opportune time. Like it could, at the end of the day, this guy could like just get hit by many supers and just get washed, right? Despite not blowing me away for what his EZA did, you would have liked to have been blown away. That's fair. His EZA was really good. They made him a bit harder to use in World Tournament, and also his numbers aren't as quite impressive as people were hoping. He's fine to help. I can't even talk. He's fine and he'll help movie bosses, and I think that's all really that matters at the end of the day. Yeah, I mean, either way, this guy's still one of the better movie bosses options, even though he's not like the most perfect character. He's going to fulfill, I think, a really important and needed role on that team in terms of being a damage dealer turn one. Like, I think really we just need to see this guy against the bosses to truly get a feel of what he's going to be able to do. But yeah, this is like my take. Also, making him harder to choose in World Tournament, if you're confused on why that is a thing, that's because he gets now 1 key per key sphere obtained right here, and he has 9 key with this. So he's starting off with again, on a World Tournament, let's say you have only 3 keys because of the leader skill, then you get 9, so you're already at 12 key. Depending on like what key is on the field, it could be a little difficult to still aim for just the 12 key, but I'm not sure if it'll be as hard as people are thinking. I need to see that though, for sure. So a lot of people are wrong about Esther Legendary Super Saiyan Broly's EZA. Yeah, I think that I like him overall, but maybe like, you know, maybe I'll get targeted by like 6 super attacks and he dies and I'm like, well, never mind, I was wrong. You know, that could happen. If you had to lean towards good to bad, you lean to good, you wish he hit harder. He definitely has great tools. EZA was broken. 55% moments. I say that because this is funny, right? He's good, but they felt back. Do you feel that they held back a bit? Those must be the same people who I see who are playing the Dokkan post saying, give me free stones, or my personal favorite, you guys rip me off. I'm uninstalling playing Legends. Absolute unit and excited to use them more than just World Tournament. Yeah. I'm interested in seeing him because I'm like, I see the points that people are making. And I think, you know, when people make points that are like either against or for a character, a lot of the times there are solid arguments as to why. But at the end of the day, I think, you know, how do I explain it? Like, discussing these things before the character releases, I don't really put too much stock into it. Like, I will talk about it, of course, just because I like to talk about the game, but I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, this guy has to be good, this guy has to be bad, unless it's like mega obvious, where it's like, you know, you could tell based off of just the numbers here that just like against super, like hardest hitting supers, this guy's not living them, but you need to see how he fits on the team rather than just looking at him in a vacuum, right? Doesn't mean it's a kit workable for what you wanted as maybe a permanent option of Frieza's team. Right now, I think the side banner unit Broly is a better fit there. I really don't like the banner unit Broly, because like this guy at least is able to live like very easily against the AoE attack. This guy eats AoE attacks, right? Maybe turn 3 onward, obviously, you know, when he loses this passive, it's gonna hurt quite a bit, but it's not gonna be like this guy's like fodder to AoE attacks. This character is just gets creamed by AoE attacks, does he not? I just really don't like this character. Like, all the damage reduction being after attacking is just really terrible design for what this current meta is. Like, what was the thought process here? I don't know. I actually don't know. Like, if his damage reduction was start of turn, even just 40% start of turn, I would be more than happy to take that. But no, they didn't. They didn't give him that. So I don't know. Whatever. He supports, but only a little. He does more damage for World Tournament, but not harder to use now. Everything about his kit was improved by not much. Overall, okay. Yeah, only a few supers he could live, right? My problem is that they're gonna lock a third of his damage reduction behind movie bosses or angry shouting people. Why'd they make it only for 3 turns? Just let him have it permanently. Permanently would be obviously ideal too, but I'm thinking just like post attacking, just make him completely safe against supers, like without even having to worry about any target skill. Again, yeah, devs are building certain units for certain specific usage and not uses for every event. So like obviously Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's fight, not really gonna be great there. This guy's gonna do really good in the Goten and Trunks fight, I feel like. I think he'll be a very strong option in that fight. Like he's gonna, whew, again, against Goku following me characters, he does guarantee crit right there. So that's gonna be helpful and he gets so much ki. That Goten and Trunks fight, this guy's gonna be quite strong in. Goku Black and Zamasu, I think he'll be overall a good option in. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, you're just not gonna ever really choose to use this guy. But I think Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's fight, the Golden Frieza and Gogeta team, don't worry about it too much. You know, I did the fight with Fury Broly and it went very smoothly. I think there's a lot of options there for that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta fight on that team specifically. Trying to think of some other fights here. I mean, we need to see what the red zones look like, but this guy is a character that is, you know, for the first 3 turns getting a part of his passive. I would assume this guy's not going to be like the red zone, like 4-turn phase event killer. I think he's going to be more so intended for these short fights. But anyways, that's all I really have to say. I mean, yeah, more disappointed with the other EZA. We'll see. I mean, I think there's gameplay out on like Dokkan World Sign or something. I haven't really looked at it. I don't really look at gameplay early on unless I'm the one specifically using the character, just so I can get like a surprise and things like that. But thanks y'all for watching. And of course, I will catch you guys in the next video. Let me know what you know or think in the comment section below. Peace out.